think we're live. I think my gain might be down a hair. I want to make sure it just doesn't hit the red, right? All right. That looks good. Does it sound good? Look good? Everything look okay? Should be 4K. Oh, man. What's up, Knees Hurt? Deanna? Matt? You got Tim, got Chris, got Scott, Retro, Trolls, Larry, Terry, Vince, Jeffrey, Richard, Demon, Strat CPO, Super Lead. Got Tim. Got Bill. Got Steve. Coots, Eric, Yeti Matsu. Tony, what's up, dude? Got Matt. Nelson, what's up? Wendell. Bill says it sounds nice. That's good. Good to hear. Hold on. All right. Can I go to my... can't do that. Is the is the video and everything okay? They're giving me a warning message. Oh. Huh. It's looking okay. Okay. If there's a problem, I might have to end the stream and start it again. YouTube is like literally giving me warning messages right now that there's a problem with the stream. Woo! I'm like, oh, okay. It's like they literally just popped up this big error message, and I'm like, oh Christ. Is it? Are you watching it in 4K or is it maxing out at like 1440p? Because they're saying there's a problem with the configuration. God, it's definitely louder than last week. You know, I changed. Hold on. Christ, is that better? Or is the guitar too loud then? Check. Showing here in 1080p, yeah? See, I feel like that's out. Went here. I feel like that's a stronger... Yeah, do it like the octaves, right? It sounds good. Everything sounded good, looking good. Okay. And I'm just gonna have to. I can't change the resolution once it's here. I can't do that. I like the humbuckers better than single coils on the Tele. You know. I don't know if I like them better. They're certainly different, and I like that there's no hum. And I feel like these humbuckers are, they're pretty good. They have a kind of a nice bright, without being too ice picky. showing 15K. Yeah, because I think that's all it can ingest at a time. Because I set the latency from normal to low, but not ultra. And I thought that would be good, but they don't like that. And they said I'm sending them too much resolution and too much bit rate. And so it's like they're complaining on me. I didn't know that was a thing. Thought I could just send whatever the hell I wanted, and if it was available to me, it would work with what I am sending for a signal, but apparently not. So we'll see. We'll see how long this goes. The guitar sounds good? Good. Now the pickup Shawbuckers, I forget on this one. What the hell is this one? No, that's not it. No, that's not it either. Third time's a charm. I thought it had a, kind of like a, not Shawbucker, but like kind of like a name, like Fat Bucker or some shit. Let me look it up here. Zounds. Vintera 2. There we go. Where is it? Yeah, it's probably this one. Because yeah, it's this one. What are they calling them? Wide range. Wide on the range. Fender wide range. It's got a U-shaped neck, which is nice. It's a little more narrow side to side. This might be one of my more preferred Fender necks. Yeah, it's got a nice feel. We get, might be starting to feel the sprout. The dew point has dropped precipitously. Dew point was like, we had the air conditioner on Wednesday. It was 80 degrees out, broke a record by 4 degrees, and the dew point was almost 60. Today, right now, the dew point's like 17. That's quite a tumble. That's quite the tumble. Yeah, they have a surf green and a vintage white on this. This is obviously the vintage white. Almost looks TV yellow. Yeah, they might have been going for that. You wonder if that's almost not dark enough to be TV yellow. So TV yellow is a color that's darker than you would think, but when it was on TV, because the dynamic range on television back then was so narrow, it would look like white. And if you really put a white guitar out there, it would blast. That would be so bright that you couldn't use it. You couldn't use a bright white guitar on TV. So what came out was TV yellow, which was a guitar that would look white when you went on TV. I think that's a little brighter. yeah, local Strandberg dealer. Check out, see if you like that neck. That neck is weird, man. You either love it or you hate it. Was that for black and white TV? It was. You know, back then the dynamic range was so narrow. I don't think color TV really comes out until the mid 60s, right? Late 60s. It doesn't really take off until like the late 60s. Yeah, it might have come out in 64, but when was it adopted? Were people really getting color TVs then? I feel like there was a delay. Like, yeah, it's out in 64, but people don't really start buying them until like 68, 70, right? Yeah, like 69, right? Yeah. When they start to become affordable, they're no longer a, first adopter only item. Right, it's getting more, there's more shows that are actually being broadcast in color. You know. The neck profile on this is the U-shaped. U. Yeah, 69. That sounds about right. I feel like the Sony Trinitron really pushed that. I feel like once that TV came out, when did the Trinitron come out? I feel like 70 or 72. It was really an arms race for television quality after that. I remember going over to my grandmother's house. She had the TV on. And I had never seen a black and white TV before. I'm like, what the hell is this? They're like, it's her TV. And they're like, oh yeah, you've never seen a black and white TV. The two TVs we had were color. We had one in the living room. You turned it on. It took forever to finally turn on. And then my dad had a Sony Trinitron, a little one. And that one was instant on. That was a badass tube. No, the Trinitron, it really started a whole like television enthusiast market. Welcome to Date Yourself, right? Don't even get me started on CBs. Breaker 19. Well, what's funny is that, on the little handheld devices, when they try to, recreate the old tube look because the games look better, they're too blocky. Because the current tech is too sharp. If you change it to you literally use a shader to fake a CRT, and a lot of the best looking ones do like a multiplier. They're like double they 2x it, and then they run a Trinitron pattern, which looks friggin' dynamite. Gotta say, I was like, wow, man, that looks really friggin' good. We got a buck trucking convoy. The CB still exists. I think the band is still open, right? They never shut down the Citizens Band. I think it's still a thing. Exactly. If there's no more CBs, how could the rubber duck put the hammer down? Exactly. What's your 20? $10-4, good buddy. Oh, CB is in the AM, which would make sense because it's such short. Right. Yeah, they want FM. I know the whatchamacallit, the local ultra UHF, an ultra high frequency station, they sold their bandwidth back to the FCC, or they put it up for auction, and they friggin' made a mint. So they still have the like the digital spectrum, but that's a different spectrum, and they want to handing back the UHF spectrum, selling it back. What's up, Terry? Yeah, you got a bear up ahead. Juffer. Uncle Charlie. Yeah, it got freaking cold. This is, what do they call this? Vintage white. Vintage white is what they call it. Right there. The vintage white. Mm-hmm. Can I get a radio check? Used to be heavy into the police fire scanning. My God, my grandmother had that. She had that going in the background all the time, like cranked up because she couldn't hear great. And like she said, they would go sideband. She goes, you couldn't hear the good stuff anyway. Oh, take it sideband, whatever. So they got But you used to listen to that, my God, all the time. Yeah, that old town used to have a volunteer fire department, so if the fire was big enough, they'd start blasting out a code, and you could look on a map and it would tell you where the code would lead you to, and you could go there and assist with the fire. You know. Sorry, Richard, we don't do politics on here. People come here to get away from that. Did she watch the show Cops? No, she was passed away before Cops came about. She died in, I want to say, 90... Maybe Cops was out by then. 90, 91? You know? Is your brother going to come and jam again? He's in Florida. He's not really my brother, technically, more my bro, but we were just talking the other day. He sent me a pic of a guitar that the body was shaped like a, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like a horn. Then it had the neck coming out of the side, you know? He's like, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. I'm like, that's way cool. It was obviously handmade, but it looked pretty good. It was just flat and painted. It wasn't like it was carved, but I thought it looked pretty good. You have so many brush fires around here. Dude, we are in a fire watch. It's like, you can't even think about burning anything right now. We are like in a massive freaking fire watch because we're in a, what do they call that? We're in a, red code red red flag. We have a red flag alert right now. We just haven't had a ton of rain, and we've had some really dry air, and even some a cold front that came through last night that brought in even drier air. We're supposed to have some moisture. It never made it to the ground. We never really got anything. It came through and we got like nothing. So it's like they're trying to see if they can see anything on the horizon, maybe an overnight shower, like one night this week. But man, we are hurting. We are really friggin' dry. Like I said, when we drove back from Maine a couple of weeks ago, we drove through 2 massive brush fires on either side of the highway. We could see that smoke for 20 minutes before we got up to the fire. I mean, and we're on the highway. I was like, man, it's a pretty big fire. Did I order a code red? I know, God. Who ordered the code red? Someone burned down their shed today. Oh my God, they, I guess they caught one guy. They blamed one guy because they're saying he burned down like some neighbor's, something he didn't like, and it started this massive friggin' fire. Right? Couldn't get it under control because it's been so friggin' dry. So, some dude got arrested. I think the other one was just a brush fire, right? Just wind and decaying vegetable matter, and you get enough wind, I think it can spontaneously combust, right? You get it under hot sun, super dry, and high wind. I don't know that it needs a spark. So we'll see. They're saying tomorrow night there's supposed to be something coming through. It could give us like a tenth of an inch, or a quarter of an inch. Even a quarter of an inch would be freaking something. Saturate the ground a little bit. It's been friggin' dry. You know what? I went out with my yard vac and was getting the leaves. I had been waiting for a while. Went out there yesterday. It was nice and warm, and went up on the roof and took the blower and blew out the gutters, and then went down to the ground and blew everything out to the front, and then took my yard vac. And oh my God, the yard vac was mulching at such a massive rate because it was so dry, right? When the leaves are kind of wet and still, pliable, it really doesn't, it just kind of shoves them in the bag, maybe rips them a little bit. When they're this bone dry, as it takes them in, they get mulched into like a tiny little flake. And so you can just keep going and going and going. It's unbelievable. And then when you empty it out, you can just see how dense it is. So it should be, pretty easy fall this year. I know, and dusty. Oh my God, Bill. I had to wear thank God I still have them left over from the pandemic. I had to wear the friggin' stupid surgical mask, right? I had one of the black ones there with the metal on the nose, because you just, when you walk behind that yard vac, just the sheer friggin' dust blowing out of that bag, oh my God, you'd be blowing black boogies for friggin' 3 days. Guitar have any neck dive? Not really. What's worth, dry weather or dealing with the sump pump? Dealing with the sump pump. I'll take dry weather over wet weather anytime. Because that sucks. That is like the freaking worst. 2024, the year of the New England earthquake. I don't know, man. There's not a lot of fault lines around here. We don't really get... Most of the geology around here was formed by glaciers, not fault lines. In fact, if you looked at like a heat map of the Earth, like where you're like likely to have earthquake activity, and we're in like one of the coolest zones. The Northeast is pretty quiet, pretty solid. I have boxes of the N100 post-pandemic, saved them from the dumpster. You know what? I use them when I'm spraying the bug spray. I use them when I have like a real dusty thing, like if I'm cutting a lot of boards and there's a lot of sawdust going up, or if I'm sanding stuff, I'll wear them. They're good to keep those big, particles out of your nose and your mouth. You go and have a sandwich later, and it tastes like friggin' sawdust. It's like, why does this sandwich taste like friggin' plaster? You've been working with plaster all day. Oh yeah, I can imagine nothing like hay dust to give you a bad sinus infection. I'm sure you get something up in there, and it just, irritates, gets infected. Absolutely. There was a mystery how Swiss cheese lost its holes. They couldn't figure out, but Swiss cheese slowly over time the Swiss cheese, even though they're using the same formula, didn't have holes in it. And they couldn't figure out why. It took the longest time, but they finally figured it out. And that was tiny microscopic bits of hay would be in the cheese, because they would work it in a bucket, and it would get contaminated with hay a little bit. And it was the hay, a tiny, tiny bit of hay, that during the process create the chamber of gas. And things just got so clean, right? The cheese making process got so friggin', sterilized and clean. There was no hay to make the holes. And so they figured out how to pasteurize tiny bits of hay and put it back in there so you can make holes in friggin' Swiss cheese. My God, old insulation taken down like horsehair plaster. It's the worst. Really almost 3 weeks to get over it. Did you have to go to the doctor and get like antibiotics? Oh, I know, it's dry in Oklahoma. Well, you're a lot drier west of the Mississippi until you get to the Rocky Mountains. But, the plains, you can drive for hours and not see too many trees. Right? The trees just start to thin out because it's just not enough water to sustain a forest. Really only grasslands. It also is why the middle of the country gets such crazy tornadoes, because it's just this big open field. You get the cold air out of the north, you get the warm, moist air out of the south, they mix together and look out. It's a lot of energy. Where's my thing here? Oh, yeah. Didn't I have one down? Yeah. It's crazy how little that's, there you go, that's a little more. That was kind of it, yeah. I think I did something with that also. Where is the... Put it in front. Stereo it. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't sound... I mean, it sounds right, but it doesn't sound right. If that's... That's not it. Leave it on that for a second. But yeah, does he put a vibrato on the delay? Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I'd have to... I wonder if he does that up front. It's like, where is he doing it on the chain? Unless the amp has a vibrato. Which would make sense, right? Level down the hair. Do I have a separate, because there's no vibrato built into the, oh yeah, right there. But I think it's more like this. Like that, and I got, maybe after the amp? I see what you're saying, yeah. I'd have to dial it in, but I see what you're saying there, right? Versus, it's got a little bit more of a pulsing. All right, yeah. Bring that up. Yeah, I'm surprised. See, people say, oh, delay makes you sound better. And I'm like, yeah, until you make a mistake, and then it repeats that mistake. Right? You know, you can't get away with a single mistake, you know. Oh, thanks. Thanks for reminding me about that clam. Exactly, but if you repeat the mistake, it's just improv. Exactly, Bill. It's like a metronome. It keeps your rhythm in check too, because if you're too out there, you start to drift, and the delay is not drifting, right? You've got to exactly. It's a pre-mistake. Guys, I'm just going to I'm letting you know right up front, there'll be a lot of mistakes. Should I stick with this? Move on? You like this sound? Stick with this for a little bit? Stick with it. getting the fingering right. I do. It's almost a little too fast. I gotta, and maybe bring that repeat down a hair. Yeah, also a Zep thing, right? It's a bunch of tunes, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm an Asshole by, who is that? Dennis Leary? It's really Dear Prudence. That's what I'm playing. Fingers out there. Doug Parker's version. I really like the Hiram Bullock version. I was getting all nostalgic seeing Mike Stern on Rick Beato's channel. He did an interview, and God, I saw Mike probably a half dozen times. And he was like, yeah, I was touring with Michael Brecker. I'm like, I saw you with Michael Brecker. And then I saw him on his own for a while. What's crazy was that there was thought of him joining the Chick Corea Electric Band. But he said he wound up not doing that. Maybe he felt a little intimidated by the whole thing. He said, but they had the gigs. They were touring. You would not be short of work if you went to go work with Chick Corea. He had all the gigs friggin' lined up. So, yeah, God, I miss Hiram. I was such a fan of it. I always tell people, you got to look up PDB. His, it's Pistorius, PDB, Denard, and Bullock. And it's a three-piece, obviously. Jaco Pastorius on bass, Kenwood Denard on drums and keyboard. I think he's playing a little keyboard back there. And of course, Jaco, I think, is playing a little keyboard too. And of course, Hiram's playing guitar. And I don't think he's singing. I don't think he sings a tune. He might, but I don't think so. I think it's an all-instrumental sort of gig. And I had a bootleg from when they played, where was it? Not Johnny D's Uptown. It was, oh God, what was that jazz club in Boston? God. Oh, I can't think of it now. It's been gone for so friggin' long. Oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. But they did a show in Providence that's almost identical. I had that one. Was it Jonathan Swift's? Trying to think it. No, not the one in Inman Square. That's Riles. No, it was in Boston. What the hell was the name of that club? It's killing me. Nope, Scholars is in Cambridge. And so is Night Stage. So is Johnny D's Uptown. Or Scholars is in a hotel. It's not that. It was, oh Christ. Was it Jonathan Swift's? Was it? Yeah. God, I can't think of it now. Yeah, Swift's was in Cambridge too. They were all in Cambridge. I'll have to look it up on like Setlist FM. Let me look it up. See if I can find it. That would have been it was Jonathan Swift's. And it says it's in Cambridge, but I don't think... That would have been about right. February 1st, 1986, because I want to say when is the... when is the Yeah, the one in Providence is the 21st, same year. So, they must have been playing around here. Yeah, February 21st. I don't think that February 1st date is right. That doesn't sound right. I think it's a little later. Yeah, the problem, Terry, is that it's long gone. It's been gone since the 80s. It could have been Jonathan Swift's in Cambridge. So, I don't know if you saw it. I got an email the other day. Where is it? Right there. Badlands put out a new guitar. The new GX1 Hellcat. Which is, a total straight up 80s finish. And it comes with a matching Keeley Caverns. I think that's more artist stuff. I think we can get a close-up shot if we click it. Yeah. Oh. That's pretty good. What I like about it is the inlays are pretty kick-ass, but I like that it's metallic. Right? It's not just I think if it was just a solid color without the metallic, it wouldn't pop as much. I think there's something about being the pearl paint and the metallic paint, I think that really makes it better. It's very similar to a BC Rich from back in the 80s. That sort of look, the cheetah. Is that a cheetah? Leopard? And it comes with a lot of case candy. Patches, stickers, pins, laminates. Can I move this? No? Man, this thing is slow. Certificate of authenticity. Respect my authenticity. Man, this is slow, huh? That's it. So it comes with like a poster and a whole bunch of stuff, and of course the nice art showcase. I think that's the guitar. Everything else is just like artists, and I don't think that's really pretty much it. I like the inlay though. Yeah, here we go. Right? The cat eye at the 12th fret. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that before. No, that's pretty awesome. All right. Any medical update on Jake Healy? I haven't heard any. Yeah, spandex and lipstick is extra. Not included. And what else? Oh, I know I teased that I got a super duper new guitar that showed up. It actually needed more work than I had anticipated. I got it going. with like, I did like a fret leveling and everything, and I thought I was done, but there was just a couple of frets that were just wonking out, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I checked it. I finally found my friggin' fret rocker. They were fine. There was no high frets at all. It had nothing to do with that. They were fretting out on bending. They were a little wonky, and I was like, oh, this, the bridge was all the way down. I said, well, maybe the bridge has to go up. But then I realized, I think he shimmed the neck a hair. A little neck shim going on in there, like a copper shielding neck shim, and which is all the rage because they think that copper shielding somehow gives it a better, better contact. So I'm pretty sure that was going on. So I was working with it a little bit, and I sort of finally figured it out. Had to raise the bridge a little bit and tighten the neck, the truss rod a little bit, and my God, is it playing really, really good now. Really good. That dude, whoever owned it before, like I said, I think the frets above the 12th fret looked pretty pristine. Guy was a chugger. It was between like frets like 2 and 10 that had the most wear, like by far. So, got it all straightened out. It's all good. You should be able to see it this week if I can get the video friggin' shot. It's been one thing after another. I thought for sure I was going to put that video out on Thursday or even Wednesday. And then I just wasn't happy with the way it sounded. It's like when I was up in like frets like 19, 20, 21, right? Say 16 through 21, those 5 frets, kind of wonky. And again, because the bridge was too low. And he had it shimmed. So the neck has come up, the bridge has gone down. And I just had to figure that out. And then the dude probably never adjusted the truss rod. It was completely loose. I got that going. All set. Oh my God. I'm playing that thing all friggin' week. And it's good. Will that guitar be a keeper? Oh, yeah. No, the return period is expired for that. Like I was saying last week, they designated it, Guitar Center designated it as a vintage guitar. I'm like, really? It's not that old, but they're calling it vintage. Okay. And so when they do that, the return period shrinks from a 45-day return period to a 3-day. 3 is the correct answer. So you better figure out real fast whether you want that guitar. I am sure many a dude went to go return a vintage guitar and we're like, what? A 92 Ibanez? And they're like, yup. Vintage, bro. Says it right there. Vintage. Where's my meh. It's a noisy patch anyway. Much better. Went up now. Do-do. Yeah, well, that makes me feel, I know, right? It's crazy. But so anyway, maybe I'll get that video out this week. Should be good. I know it's vintage like most of us. Yep. Some say the headstock grows, never stops growing, like your nose and your ears. Do. Did I have anything else this week? I think Gibson put out some expensive guitars this week. Nothing too earth-shattering. But they did like heavily aged oxblood in classic white Les Paul Customs. And heavily aged ebony Les Paul Custom with the nickel hardware. They did a new plain top bourbon burst and plain top 50s and basically a 50s and 60s bourbon burst and a nice tea burst. There's a new Joe Bonamassa Amos 58 collector's edition. And I think that's it. I think everything else we saw like in the last week or so. Even though it says new arrival, we saw it, like, pretty sure pretty recently. Because I remember looking at that nickel hardware in a prior week. So anyway, Gibson keeps cranking out the new stuff. Trying to think of who else. Is there anyone else? I don't think so. We looked at the new Charvels last week. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's 20 grand for that Amos V, but no one's buying that to play that guitar. They're buying it as a collectible. It's a collectible. You know? Trying to think of anything else this week that came out. Not that comes to mind. You're starting to see a little bit of nothing there. You're starting to see a little bit of Black Friday pre-sales. You wonder how good the prices are, though. You know, it's to capitalize on the impatient. Like it's like if you just wait, then maybe you'll do better on Black Friday. Maybe people just want to get out of the way, but whatever. I'm looking to save money. Money. Yeah, right. By the time it gets to New Zealand, it's going to be 35 or 40 grand, right? Hey, Steve, did you see that Zounds is selling a new Kramer, the 84, with 2 humbuckers, a 3-way switch, and 2 additional switches to split the coil? Oh, green and red. It's funny you mentioned. I did see that because I was like, "What the hell is this?" That's funny you mentioned that. I actually did see that. I don't know if it's a Zounds exclusive, but I did see that on there because I was, you're looking for guitars to get, and I'm like, what can I get here? E, F, G, H, I, Kramer. There we go. Well, that's a custom graphics. That's a Carrera. That's an 84. Wonder if they're sold out. I did see it. I know the guitar you're talking about. I did see. Yeah, I don't see it, dude. They might be out of stock. I see the Carrera. But that's not the 84. I know the one you're talking about. I saw that there recently. I'm trying to think. It's like they show it, but it's a red satin. It's a red satin, and it doesn't have Huh. You sure it's got two pickups? Because I'm seeing like this, the Radiant Red. That the one you're thinking of? Single pickup? No? I know the guitar. I saw that there recently. Oh, really? Sounds only? Okay. Yeah, it might be offline right now because I wonder if they're sold out. Let me just do one more quick little search here. Yeah, the 84 HH. I wonder if they weren't supposed to talk about that. I see an 84, but not an 84 HH. Yeah, I went offline. I wonder if that was a leak. That might have been a leak, bro. Maybe that's why it was only on Zounds. Oops. Right? Let's go over to Kramer. Are they showing it there? Are they showing it at Kramer? Right, the 84, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're not showing it here. That might have been a... That might have been an oopsie. I'm looking at the Kramer site, right? And nothing. No two pickup. Interesting. I think you're right though, because I remember seeing that. Because I saw the HH, I said, "Oh my God, they put two pickups in it." And it was in my history, but when I go to it, the page isn't there. But it was in my history. You didn't dream it, dude. You saw it. We might have broke news here tonight. A dual pickup 84. You saw the 84 HH in Lefty too, yeah. Interesting. No, it seems to be a thing. Eventually. It comes up on Google, but that's it. Yeah, yeah. That means that they took a cache of it, right? It's right. There's a record of it, but when you try to go to it, it's like can't get to it. That's because they're like, oops. Hold on, take that down. JTM says he pre-ordered it but canceled it a few days ago because I'll be out of town when it's supposed to be shipping on the 12th. Oh, I gotcha. Right, you want to be there when it ships. You don't want it sitting on the porch. I hear you, man. That's probably a good idea. You don't want it stolen. Yeah, exactly, to the Wayback Machine. They delayed the shipment of that Retroid Pocket 5 again. It was supposed to be... I ordered that thing like the first week of September. Then they send me an email. They're going, thanks for your order. It'll be shipping at the end of October. I'm like, oh, you could have let me know that before I ordered. Okay, we'll wait till the end of October. The end of the October comes. They're like, we're so close, but we have a few more bugs we got to squash. It's going to ship like in the middle of November. So they're saying by November 14th, 15th, roughly, they're going to be shipping it. It's like, okay. You turn it into a friggin' GoFundMe. All right, hold on. Do. No, nothing. All right. Okay. Trying to see if I could find a cached copy of it, but it wasn't there. Like the Boss Katana Go I ordered when they first announced, and they said shipping in about 2 weeks, and it was more like 2 months. Yeah. Oh no, I hear you. You know what shipped the other day? Hey, speaker, did you get a notice from UPS out of the blue from like Barnes and Noble going, your order's on the way? And I was like, well, this looks like phishing. Like, this is like, I didn't order anything from Barnes and Noble, but I did. It's the Alex Van Halen book. It was legit. It should be here Monday. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna try to click the email link and no avail. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It felt like they might have jumped the gun on that. They're working? Yeah, it's working. Okay. I was like, Barnes & Noble, they were out of business years ago. Turns out, they're still in business. Actually, that was where I drove to try and get the magazine before I just bought it off of eBay. The Final Guitar Player. Went to a couple of Barnes & Nobles. And they had nothing. Nothing on the shelf. So I was like, okay. And I wound up getting it off of eBay, which came really quickly. The guy shipped it like super fast. Yeah, I think Borders Books is long gone. Yeah. Barnes & Noble's still around, though. I thought when Amazon went that they were going to do it, but Amazon just became a big glorified return center. The Amazon bookstore. So they closed the Amazon bookstore down. You did, yeah. Yeah, they're saying it's gonna show here on Monday. Assuming you're in generally the same area, I'm assuming you're gonna see it maybe the same day. Yeah, the 11th Monday, which means, well, they shipped it by UPS, so we probably will get delivered. If it was shipped by USPS, we wouldn't get it because it's a national holiday. But I don't know that UPS takes Veterans Day off. You know, certainly the U.S. Postal Service isn't working. But UPS, they might be delivering. Is it the signed copy? It is. No, the Booksmith. That was the one I remember. Not Walden Books, Booksmith. And then I think Booksmith became Walden Books. But Booksmith was the best. They were down at the Dedham Mall, and I used to go there and get Kiss posters. Oh my God, the money I would blow on freaking Kiss posters. Yeah, right, Speaker, the Booksmith, exactly. Yeah, Barnes & Noble. Sounds like a friggin' law firm. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was some books around. I tell you the crazy. I haven't been in a while, but the last time I went to the South Shore Plaza, I thought there was a lot of empty stores. You know, the mall has just become so expensive. It's hard for stores to justify, and they just don't get the foot traffic they used to get. So the restaurants are still there. And there's definitely a lot of stores, but it's not like it used to be, you know, maxed out. They're probably at 70% now. I could see it. I could see that, you know, I could see them being in trouble. Everything's going to a distributed shipping model instead of a condensed collective of stores like malls, plazas, and things like that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I know. UPS, they don't do weekends, but they'll do. Though I could have sworn I've seen UPS on the weekend, but it's got to be a very special. It's very limited. I think it's very, very limited. Certainly not a Sunday, but a Saturday. Yeah, malls are a thing of the past. I know fast food chains are starting to close the actual dining area. Just go through the drive-thru. Yeah, the Greendale Mall is now an Amazon distribution center. A lot of the old Gold Seal rubber factory down in the edge of Boston, I think they became an Amazon distribution center. Yeah, the poster section, it was next to Brigham's, yeah. Yeah, and then what was the record store? Record Town? God. Record Town, that friggin' place. Yeah, I know. USPS drivers deliver packages on a Sunday. You see that more and more. What's crazy is like when I order something out of AliExpress. They use like a private delivery company once it gets past customs. It doesn't go to like the post office or FedEx or UPS or anything like that. It's like dudes just drive up in their cars and throw it on the porch and take a picture of it. And I want to say it comes out of Rhode Island. Right? They get it out of New York. They have a distribution center in like Rhode Island. And then they distribute to like New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts. I can imagine how far they have to friggin' drive. What's up, Phil? This time I was in a Spencer City, turned into an Adam and Eve store. Yeah. There's one of those in Norwood up off of Route 1. Right next to the Monster Golf. It's like, don't pull into the wrong parking lot there, parents. Two very, very different businesses right next to each other. The only reason the mall in Salem, New Hampshire is still open is the Apple Store. That mall down, what's the mall that's in Nashua that's like literally 10% of the parking lot is in Massachusetts? Everything is considered New Hampshire, but if you look on a map, literally a tiny bit of the parking lot, maybe even a tiny bit of the building goes into Massachusetts. But they're pretty good. They seem to be bustling. I've been revisiting my youth, buying heaps of old Rock Band t-shirts on AliExpress. Yeah, I'm sure. Because they probably have a ton of that stuff, yeah. Have a good success rate with good quality and awesome prices. Yeah, no, you can do well on there. That little, I'm glad I didn't buy the big one because I don't know if I'm having trouble switching to it as my normal unit, to work with. But, for Adobe Premiere, I usually work the keyboard. And I got one of those, like, Stream Deck sort of thingies, but, like, it's called Stream Dock. And it's $40 instead of $150. And it's awesome. It works great. The only downside is just sort of adjusting to it. I'm just so used to using the keyboard, it's hard to break that. I'm sure once I got used to it, it seems like it could be a lot better. But I find myself, no matter how much I try to force myself to use it to do things like switch between the cutting tool and the object tool, like that's one of the things I do like almost nonstop. Cutting tool, object tool, cutting tool, object tool, cutting tool. I constantly switching between those two tools. I don't know. It's like I find myself just reflexively going back to the freaking keyboard. Next thing you know, I'm not even touching it. I'm like, thank God I didn't spend $150 on this freaking thing. It's an old Jackie the Joke joke. It's like a 4-minute setup. Oh my God, that is good. Yeah, I had the friggin' Mystery Science Theater running in the background today. It's good to get cleaning done. You don't have to pay attention to it. And then every once in a while, you just catch a pretty good slam. Yeah, I got a new handheld. The new Ambernick RG Cube XX. It's nice. It has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, there's no custom firmware out for it yet. So until custom firmware comes out on it, you know, much like the last two Ambernicks I had, they kind of suck with their stock firmware. I'll wait till something... Hopefully, and what should happen, because it's literally the same chipset, the H700 chipset, they'll probably come out with a version of Newly, because it's literally for all the other Ambernick products. It would take, all they have to do is just set the screen parameters, right? This is the resolution of the screen, and, you know, make sure all the drivers work and everything, and that's about it. So the porting it over is like next to nothing. It's just a matter of the time. So it should happen. It should happen. We'll see. The other one is that friggin' Retroid Pocket 5. We'll see if that shows up. Yeah, it's been like 45 days. It's going to be 60 by the time it gets here. Am I using AI much? No, I was going through a thing. I was making a lot of AI images for the thumbnails, but I haven't done that in a little bit. You know what? It's worked good for some things. I wanted to come up with like a logo, you know, or something, like a business logo. And I went to the place I normally go to do the like the photo stuff, and it couldn't come up with a logo to save its freaking life. It looked like garbage. Every single one was just terrible. Well, that's pretty bad. And so just to see if it would make any difference, I tried, I think they call it Gemini now, but I'm pretty sure my link is called Bard, which is the Google one. And I was like, hey, you know, make me a logo. And it made me 3 logos that were all pretty damn good. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty, unfortunately, they're not super high res. They're not like 300 DPI or anything, so they're not really good for printing, but I have to say the 3 logos it suggested, any one of the 3 were just way, way better than anything that other one came up with. So it's getting there. Yeah, AI wiped out a lot of graphic designer jobs. What's going to happen is you're going to see AI, like when you get like a, you know, like an amp model, and you say, well, it's good, but it's not exact. AI will fill in that last mile, right? That the longest yard, which is that last one to get to where it's indistinguishable. And that's where AI can really come in, because it can do an analysis way better. And what they do is they set it up for, I guess it's called tokens, but basically it's a set of parameters that it's listening for. And the more parameters it can can recognize, the better the replication will be. So I was talking to someone recently in the tech business, and they said that they're working on like an AI sort of guitar amp modeler that's not even close to being ready. But they said it could use like maybe like 1,000 tokens, so like 1,000 parameters it's listening to. That's pretty good. That's you know. Yeah, All Hot Chicks was a great show. Yeah, well, that's just it. You know what? AI is really good at natural titties and thigh gaps. Pretty good. They got that down. Show me Pirates of the Caribbean, but everyone is a chick with a massive rack. They're like, now that we can do. You know? AI, oh, it's learning all right. Just saw the people on YouTube. Giant racks equal views. Exactly, just like Weird Science. Looking at Waveform, I've never tried it. I use Reaper. It was like $60. But you don't even have to do it. I had a friend that had Reaper. I think he was on his like 12th year. They're like, you have opened Reaper. It was something like 3,890 times, and you've used it for like 16,000 hours. Like, are you ready to buy it yet? He's like, still evaluating. You don't have. It's fully functional. They don't disable anything. All you get is a nag screen at the beginning going, "Hey, bro, you ready to buy yet?" And you're like, hold on. Maybe after this week's worth of work. But all you're buying when you pay for it is getting rid of that nag screen. And that's it. Yeah, exactly. Reaper is not free software, but you seem to have been using it for free for the last 12 years. I'm still not sure. Hold on. I feel like the 13th year of use, I'll probably start to think about possibly considering buying it. I know exactly. Just by, you know what, it's cheap enough. It's the cheapest one, right? And God, for a while there, they're updating it every 3 days, but now they update it like every couple of weeks. You know, they'll go through spurts where it'll be quiet for a while, then they'll put out a pretty big update, and then they'll quickly fix things that were maybe introduced in that update that don't quite work right. A little bug patching. So you very quickly get a couple of releases, and then it'll go quiet for a while. Go quiet. They used to release God nonstop, but they've really toned it down since then. Most people have children older than their first trial email from Reaper, right? Look, I'm not sure if this software meets my eco needs. Yeah, zip and RAR. I wound up going with RAR. I've been using RAR forever. I've been using RAR for like 20 years. WinRAR. Oh yeah, Yeah, Winamp. It really whipped the llama's ass. Yeah, Winamp. I got my Napster. I got my Winamp. Yeah, Winamp isn't the same though, right? It's a whole different group that owns them now. It's probably a freaking subscription service. Like, what's the difference? To like data mining, telemetry. It's like, and how does that help me? It doesn't. That's how we earn our money. We give it to you for free. We scrape everything off your computer, and then we sell all that info. Yeah, 7-zip is pretty popular. You see that out there. A lot of the gamer dudes use 7-zip because they must have a Linux version. And so that becomes, right, you see it a lot. Yeah, you tried it? You tried one of the new ones? Have a good one, Nelson. Yeah, they had some good plugins, and they had some good visualizations, right? Their graphics were outstanding. Got LimeWire going. And Napster, LimeWire. What was the other big ones? Those were the two of the biggest. Yeah, Kazaa. That's the other big one. And then, of course, just using it in general. Things like, what was it called? Like Giga News. But they were expensive. Then you could find places that would do blocks much, much cheaper. Yeah, when you want all your songs to have the wrong names. Also, a lot of that quality was just garbage. Some people just had no idea how to rip a tune. I wound up just ripping all my CDs and selling them. I sold the whole collection for like $450. That's Richard Christie, the guy from the Stern Show. Yeah, you're an episode download in 5 days over a telephone line. Yeah, FLAC is pretty good. FLAC is what they use on a lot of keyboards. So, like, if you buy like a Korg or like a Yamaha keyboard, they store their samples. It's like FLAC, right? Because if you look at it, the compression rate's roughly 2-to-1. That's about the FLAC. That's about what you get out of FLAC, 2-to-1. But it's lossless. And fast. That's why they love it on the keyboards. It's really, really fast. No, YouTube uses, what the hell was that called? Oh, God. AAC. AAC. That's what they use. Their codec is AAC. Yeah. Is that Apple Audio? I don't even know what AAC is. Is that an Apple Audio? Apple design codec, yeah. I feel like I'm out. Better. Yeah, Rip Baldiano. That's actually pretty damn close. Yeah, it's a little loud. There's your problem right there. Come on. Going a little sharp on me there. Yes, that's way out. How's that way out? Yeah, that is a little flat. Yeah, that's because that's friggin' sharp. So is that. That tells me this these nut slots are a little grippy. Because after I tuned up, it goes sharp. Because it slowly pulls the string through the nut slot. And by the time the friction balances out, you're sharp. Yeah. That's not bad. Yeah, NVIDIA's on a tear. They've been raking in cash. Though they had a problem with that AI chip they recently touted, right? They had the new AI chip. Like, it was something like 25 times faster and used like 1/25 of the power. It's like some insane increase. But they had problems with it. Right, come on. Not slots. The thing is I don't want to mess with it because I'm sending it back, and you know, I don't want to mess with it. Am I out? No. Tiny bit left. No, that is good. Oh, real good. That sounds pretty good. How about bare knuckle pickups? How about them? I don't know if I ever had it set here. Maybe in the guitar, if they came stock in the guitar. I don't know. They're pricey though. They're like Wolfgangs, you know. It's like $150 a pickup. You know, probably $200 a pickup now. You know, it's hard to spend that kind of money on pickups. How do I feel about the band Bolt Thrower? Indifferent, because I don't know of them. I have no thoughts either way. I know when MTV used to play music. What streaming service am I using for this? I'm just straight to YouTube. I don't use a separate service. It's just me with my video. Using OBS as the software so I can do things like, you know, go to a cam shot. You know. Yep, crotch cam. Say hello to my balls. My ballsack. The bussy. Yeah, nut cam. Jeez, I need a better writer. Ball ends, right? Good thing it's not a Floyd Rose. You'll be cutting off the ball ends. It sounds painful. Have a good one, Bill. We're wrapping up here in about 7 minutes. Exactly. I'm just saying if Blackmore was still alive, it'd probably be playing a Tele Deluxe. What's the line? But the balls that are held for pleasure are the balls that I like best. Some balls to the left and I've got big balls. Boy, that song broke through in, what, 1980, 81? 81? I forget the lyrics. I'd have to look it up. And everybody comes and comes again. Bond was the best, man. He really was. We have seafood, crabs. Oh, God. Well, I run my sound through THU. The social places say I've got the biggest balls of all. Bond was a great writer, man. He was the master of the double entendre. He really was. Some balls are always bouncing to the left and to the right. Oh, God. Five minutes, man. Oh my God, I remember playing the Aerosmith big 10-inch record and just laughing our asses off in like 5th grade. Have a good one, Scott. Well, the cover art for Dirty Deeds there's a couple of different album covers. I think the first one was a little bizarre. It was sort of like some terrible art. And when it finally got released in the States, they had some like crowd shot. They had a graphic designer come in and change it. And they had the crowd shot with the black bars over the eyes. Which it was at least... I forget. Geez, I don't know if I could find the original Yeah. Yeah, was that the album cover? Right? With this arm that's supposed to be way out front. Looks like a bull. Like, just really terrible art. Right? It's like when it's like a friend of the band. Right? Let me see if I can find a... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was the original. That was the original artwork. Which just, it's just the perspective is so off. It just really, really is. And I know it's supposed to be cartoonish, but God, that is just some terrible, terrible artwork. And so, of course, by the time it comes out in the States on the 2nd... Oh, Jesus Christ. Gotta show it. It looks like that. Right. Which is objectively a better cover. Even if it is a little bizarre. But at least it's more... God, that artwork. That's friggin' terrible. That belongs in the Museum of Bad Art. Yeah, if you're ever in... I wonder if the Museum of Bad Art is still going. That used to be a thing, right? It was in the basement of the Dedham Community Theater. They had the Museum of Bad Art, and man, some of it was just some of the worst art you've ever seen. Just absolutely horrible. All right, dudes, it is 9 p.m. It is time for me to wrap it up. You guys have a wonderful week. I should be able to get Monday's video out, as well as maybe that second video out this week. You're going to like this new guitar I got. It's working so great now. Now I'm all excited to show you it. Before, I was kind of bummed because I'm like, it just wasn't playing right. It was just off, and now it's playing awesome. So it's all good. It's all good. It's real good. Super thanks everyone for hanging out. Brofist my mod squad, Brofist mod squad, all that. Hashtag where's Ben Coombs. And we'll do it all again in a week. You guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you in a week. There you go. There you have it. No, you rock. All right. I will be recording videos all week and putting them on YouTube. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. All right. You guys have a good one. Ben's live right now. Well, no wonder he's not on here. He's got a live show right now. That would explain it. All right. No, you rock. All right. Later.